Welcome to the TVWAN News Update. I'm Mary Silla Kelleton. Prime Minister James Marape has called for quick response to help people and restore infrastructure and services affected by landslip and flooding in Simbu Province. The Simbu Provincial Disaster Office presented to the Prime Minister an initial assessment of the disaster and what needs to be restored. Marape made an aerial inspection of areas affected by flooding and landslips caused by heavy rains in Simbu Province and other parts of the country yesterday, 1st April. He visited the three worst affected districts of Gumini, Karamul Solnomane, Kundiawa Gembog, and parts of Chuave and Sinesine Yongmul. Provincial Administrator John Prude indicated that as of Monday, 1st April, 14 people have been buried alive. Only one child was rescued and is receiving medical attention. More than 70,000 people of Gumini and other 70,000 in Karamul Nomane are impacted by the disaster. The PM appealed to the Simbu provincial finance officers to respond by using whatever money they have. Police Commissioner David Menin has refuted rumors that an attempt was made by police to arrest the governor of Enga Province, Sir Peter Ipatas, in Port Moresby yesterday. Menin said police were doing their normal policing duties over the weekend at the Jackson's airport when Ipatas arrived at the airport during that time. He said no formal complaint has been made by Ipatas regarding his arrest. Therefore, Menin urged social media users to stop spreading misleading information. Menin urged the public to report complaints appropriately if they hold any concerns about the conduct of a member of parliament or a member of the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary. David Kelma from Imbongu in Southern Highlands Province is the new acting provincial administrator following the court's decision last week giving effect to his appointment. This is after the former acting administrator Jerry David filed proceedings to stay Kelma's appointment following an NEC decision to appoint Keller as SPHA earlier in March. In welcoming the court's decision, Kelma was humbled to have been bestowed this role and vowed to do his best. He is prioritizing law and order, education, agriculture, restoration of the SHB administration, delivering PNG Games in 2025, health, and a proper coordination of infrastructure development in the province. He said he will implement these priority areas in consultation with all the district CEOs. Turning overseas, King Charles has made his first major public appearance since his cancer diagnosis almost 2 months ago. He greeted onlookers outside the annual Easter Sunday service, but there were some noticeable absences from the event. ABC's Europe correspondent Isabella Higgins reports from Windsor.
A return to royal duty. King Charles takes his first steps back into public life. The annual Easter Sunday service is usually a key moment in the royal calendar, typically held here at St George's Chapel in Windsor. At the end, His Majesty did a short walkabout to thank well-wishers.
Happy Easter, Your Majesty. Keep going strong.
You were very brave to stand out here and go with me.
This year's event has been dubbed Easter Light by the British media due to the scaled-back program and the noticeable absence of the Prince and Princess of Wales and their children due to Catherine's ongoing cancer battle.
Best wishes to Princess of Wales.
Many were touched to see the monarch amid his treatment.
I asked, has he eaten all his Easter eggs? Well, I didn't want to talk about his illness, you know. I just wanted to lighten the mood a bit.
He looks very strong, he looks happy, healthy, and they just looked wonderful today.
Just outside the castle grounds, onlookers gathered to try and catch a glimpse. King Charles received a warm welcome here at Windsor, with members of the public saying it's uplifting to see the King back on royal duty, if only briefly. The King won't be back to a full schedule of events for some time, but this is the beginning of a slowly managed return.
An Australian aid worker has been killed in an Israeli airstrike in central Gaza, according to Palestinian medical officials. Gaza medical officials said an airstrike killed 4 international aid workers with the World Central Kitchen charity and their Palestinian driver after they helped deliver food and other supplies to northern Gaza that had arrived hours early by ship. Footage posted to social media showed the bodies of the 5 dead at Al-Qasam Martyrs Hospital in the central Gaza town of Deir al-Balah. Staff showed the passports of 3 of the dead, British, Australian and Polish. The nationality of the 4th aid worker is not currently known. The worker's car was hit by an Israeli strike just after crossing from northern Gaza after helping deliver aid that had arrived hours earlier on a ship from Cyprus. Senior Mangalili artist Naminapu Maimuru White has been invited to display her renowned bark paintings at the world-famous Venice Biennale exhibition of arts and culture starting next month. She'll make the journey to Italy to see the celebration in person with the help of her 24-year-old grandson, who's proud to help share their rich Yolngu culture with the world.
Ancient songline swirls across a bark canvas as Naminapu Maimuru White brings the Milky Way to life.
You see the stars reflected on the river at night, either on earth and on up the sky, and that river have sung and danced.
These rivers of stars show the pathway Yung will take as they pass from this world to the next. Although she's earned international acclaim, it's in the night sky on country that this respected artist finds inspiration.
I look at the stars and it heals my stress, goes away.
She'll soon be staring at the stars from Italy at one of the world's largest celebrations of arts and culture. One of just 3 Australians invited to display at this year's Venice Biennale.
I will be playing a Yiraki, the Juiji. Oh yeah, I will be playing for my grandma.
The artworks bound for Venice have already been shipped from here in Arnhem Land across the seas to Europe. The final installation remains tightly under wraps.
While her fame continues to grow on an international stage, Ms Maimuru White's proudest of her legacy at home.
My old man said, you continue your work and then teach my grandkids and their children and their children. I'm really happy about my children and their work and the continuance of my work.
A trailblazing artist, shining on.
When it comes to grooming, they put most people to shame. Dogs from around Australia have been dolled up at the Sydney Royal Easter Show for what's been called the Wimbledon of the canine world.
Applause was thunderous for what looked like a rain cloud with legs. This old English sheepdog was crowned the winner of the Sydney Royal Dog Show.
Absolute gratitude, and it's a thrill to win under this man.
The judge, who had come all the way from Switzerland, was unable to fault Jasmine.
I choose her because she is never doing one step wrong in the ring, you know, and she's a real showgirl.
I caught up with the showgirl earlier in the day after she won her category. Getting a bit emotional. There's not the dog hair, is it?
No, it's always lovely to come away and win, and that was a beautiful lineup of dogs. So I am absolutely wrapped. She's done us proud. She really has.
The secret to her volume, a lot of brushing and a little hairspray.
More expensive than the stuff I use on myself, that's for sure.
Some even wear makeup, but it's what's underneath that really counts.
They need to have very cute face, very little erect ears.
Good genes will only get you so far. Being well groomed is key to success, even for a news hound.
Does the competition get intense?
It can, yes, very.
It's not all about looks. Vesper, the Labrador, won the division for Best Service Dog for sniffing out 1,300 biosecurity risks last year.
Any of these commodities could carry several pests and diseases.
Even working dogs can be a little vain.
She does have her own beauty routine. I mean, we don't necessarily pick our dogs for their looks, we more pick them for their noses, but in my eyes, she's the most beautiful dog that we've got.
Not that her handler is biased.
In sports, the Pacific region with its prevalence of low-lying islands is especially vulnerable to climate change. Football is not immune and is affected at all levels, but at the same time, it can also play a role in helping to draw attention to climate change and taking action against it. With that focus in mind, 10 OFC member associations will gather in Papua New Guinea on Tuesday, 9 April to commence a two-day FIFA football infrastructure and facilities maintenance workshop. The overarching aim will focus on safeguarding facilities and to ensure that accessibility and sustainability components are part of the program during construction of MA's facilities. FIFA has continued to strengthen its requirements and programs related to environmental protection, particularly over the past decade. The concept of the SRC UPNG Easter Nights was hailed a success with 20 teams participating over the Easter long weekend. Included for the first time in the tournament were 2 teams from the Pacific Adventist University and IBS University. The tournament was initiated by the university's representative council in 2021 to instill unity among students. The UPNG In-House Rugby League Challenge was held from Good Friday and throughout the weekend, culminating in the finals on Easter Monday. Supporting the tournament was Finance Minister and Finchefan MP Rainbow Paita, who was also a former UPNG SRC rep. Paita was present yesterday to kick off the finals. In the plate finals, the School of Humanities and Social Sciences Arts Warriors came out as winners, and in the cup final, SM Titans 10 beat SNPS Spartans 4. And that's been our news update for today. Join us for more news and sports at 6 p.m. Bye for now.